Again, welcome to calculus. This is our first lectures in calculus class. So we are going to introduce the concept of graphs and models. Our main objective is to learn how to sketch the graph of an equation and also how to find the intercept of a graph. So we start with the graph of an equation. Let's consider the equation 3x plus y equal to 7. Now, the point 2, 1 is a solution point of the equation because the equation is satisfied or is true when we substitute s for 2, we are going to get 1. So normally we know the coordinate. Again, the first value is x value and the second value will be the y value. So if we have 2, 1 here, it means again our variables is x and y. So it's x and the second value is y. So for example, if we substitute s for 0, then y will give us 7 because 3 times 0 is 0. And this will give us y equal to 7. Now, let's say in this case, we can convert this equation 3s plus 1 equal to 7. And that will give us y equal to 7 minus 3x. So here we move the 3s to the right side. When you cross the equal sign, positive 3x become negative 3x. So from here now, we can again come up with a table. So for example, we decided we are going to choose x value from 0 to 4. So when we substitute x equal to 0, y give us 7. If x is 1, y will give us 4 because it will be 7 minus 3 times 1. Then if s is 2, again, 3 times 2 is 6, so 7 minus 6 is 1. If s is 3, 3 times 3 is 9, so 7 minus 9 will give us negative 2. So that's how we get this table here. So when x is 3, y is negative 2. When s is 4, y is negative 5. So that's the two steps we can use to plot a graph of an equation. First, we need to set the table. First of all, equation is given to us. So we set the table up. We choose any value of x, the interval, let's say here we say 0 to 4. Then each value of s, we find a y. So that's the point we have now, 0, 7, 1, 4, 2, 1, 3, negative 2, and 4, negative 5. So now we can plot our graph. And this will be a linear graph or straight line graph because the higher exponent of the equation is 1. Now, if the x is 2, if the exponent is 2, then it will be a parabola. And we will discuss that in a quadratic equation. So here with 0 and 7, we get a point. 1 and 4 give us the next point. 2 and 1, when s is 2, y is 1. And 3 and negative 2, when s is 3, y is negative 2. 4 and negative 5, when s is 4, y is negative 5. Then we draw a straight line. So that will give us the graph for 3s plus y equal to 7. Again, as we said, it's two-step. So let's try this example here. Sketch the graph of y equal to s squared minus 2. So the first thing I'm going to do, one step, is to come up with a table, set my table up. Then the second step, use the values on the table to plot your graph. So here we have y equal to s squared minus 2. We can decide to use x value, let's say from negative 2 to positive 4 or any value we want to. So here, for example, we decided to choose s from negative 2 to positive 3. So when s is negative 2, we plot negative 2 here. That will give us positive 4. 4 minus 2 will give us 2. When s is negative 1, it will give us positive 1. Positive 1 minus 2 is negative 1. When s is 0, we get 0 minus 2, so y is minus 2. When s is 1, we get the same value again when it's negative 1 because it's square. So that gives us negative 1. Then when s is 2, 2 square, 4, we get positive 2. And the last one, when s is 3, we get 3 square is 9 minus 2, that will give us 7. So that's the first step. We have our table. Now we are going to use the table to plot our graph. So our first point can be negative 2 and 2. When s is negative 2, y is 2, negative 1, 0, negative 2, etc. So that's the point here. So the first point we have, for example, we take this point. This point means When y is 7, x was 3. Then we have 2, 2, 1, and negative 1. When x is 1, y is negative 1. And also when s is negative 1, positive and negative 1 give us the same 1. So we can see from the table. When s is negative 1, we have y negative 1. When s is positive 1, we still have y negative 1. When s is negative 2, we have 2. When s is positive 2, we still have 2. So that's a parabola. So as we said, two-step, plot your table, use the table values to plot your graph. So now let's go to our last concept, which is intercept of a graph. Normally we have two intercepts, either y-intercept or s-intercept. When we say we are looking for y-intercept, it means when x is 0, what is the value of y? S-intercept means when y is 0, what is the value of x? So here we say we have two types of solution points that are essentially useful in graphing an equation. Those 2 points, especially if we are doing a linear equation, if we are graphing a linear equation, because again, we saw the example here. If I'm graphing a linear equation, all I need is 2 points because this is a straight line. So if I get any 2 points here, I will just draw a straight line throughout. So a linear equation, we don't need too many points. We just need only 2 points. Then we can. So here, we said two types of solution points that are essentially useful in graphing an equation are those having 0 as their x or y coordinates. So such points we call the intercept because they are the points at which the graph intersects the x or the y axis. So the point A and 0 is an x-intercept. A can be any value when y is 0. And the same thing also point 0 and B is y-intercept because s is 0, B can give us any value. So to find y-intercept, all we need to do is to substitute s for 0. To find x-intercept, all we need to do is substitute y value for 0. So now here we say there are a lot of intercepts of a graph. It depends on the type of graph. For example, if we look at this graph here, there's no x-intercept, as we can see. Doesn't reach the x-axis. We have only one y-intercept. But when we look here, we have 3 x-intercepts. And the graph intercepts the x-axis 3 times. And we have only one y-intercept at the original point here. Then here we have one x-intercept, which is right here. Then we have 2 y-intercepts. Now with this circle, it didn't touch the y-axis, it didn't touch the x-axis, so there's no intercept. So here we say it's possible for a graph to have no intercept, or it might have several intercepts. Now let's look at this example. Here they say we should find the x and y intercept of a graph of y equal to x cubed minus 4x. So now if it's y equal to x minus 4x, if s is only 1, exponent is 1, it's straightforward, we get one, intercept will be 1. But here s cubed, there's possibility we may have more than one x-intercept, etc. But let's look at the answer. So first, we can look for s-intercept by saying y equal to 0, or we can look for s-intercept by saying y equal to 0, or y-intercept by saying s equal to 0. So here, to find the s-intercept, let y be 0 and solve for x. So that's what we did here. S cubed minus 4s equal to 0. So here, solving this equation, we factorize it. S is common, we take s out. Then we get s squared minus 4. S squared minus 4 is difference of 2 squared, which is s squared minus 2 squared. So that will give us s minus 2, s plus 2. So here you can see that we are going to have more than one s-intercept. That's what we are trying to say. So here we have the first value of s will be 0. Then we may have 2, and we have negative 2. So we have 3 intercepts. S-intercept. It will intercept us when s is 0, when s is 2, when s is negative 2. Now let's look at so that will be the solution for the s-intercept, 0, 0, 2, 0, negative 2, and 0. Now let's look at the y-intercept. So y-intercept is very straightforward. we equate x to 0, and also let's go back to the equation. If I equate x to 0, then y is 0, because it will be 0 minus 4 times 0. So that's why we have here 0, 0. So y, we have only one intercept for y, which is 0, 0. When x is 0, y is 0. Then we plot the graph. So here we can see the graph. The x-intercept is 3, negative 2 and 0, 0, 0, and 2 and 0. And y-intercept is only 1, 0, 0. So that will be the conclusion of this short lectures. Again, this lectures is our first lectures in calculus, and we are preparing, warming up for the course. So here we learn how to plot a graph. As we said, 2 steps: set up the table and use the table to plot your graph. And also the concept of intercept, that's y and x intercept. So see you in the next lectures. Thank you.